Good morning, Hope City. Glad to be with you again this morning. We're going to cover Genesis 43, um, verse 1 through 6. Trusting God in desperate times. Um, Now that the famine in the land was severe, when they had used up the grain they had brought back from Egypt, their father said to them, "Go back, buy us a little food." But Judah said to him, "The man specifically warned us, 'You will not see me again unless your brother is with you. If you will send our brother with us, we will go down and buy food for you. But if you will not send him, we will not go. For the man said to us, 'You will not see me again unless your brother is with you.' Why have you caused me so much trouble?" Israel asked. "Why did you tell the man that you had another brother?" Kind of, we look at that, what if they had told Joseph that they didn't have another brother? Because they didn't know who Joseph were at they still don't know who he is. So what if they had said, "We don't have a brother"? Right then, Joseph would have known that they still were the same. It was integrity, because he knew they had a brother and they was lying to him. So God is working even at that point in time. So God is working behind the scene because they if they had been untruthful, he would have known that, and God put Joseph there, and you will see, um, to take care of that family. So the famine in Canaan had reached a breaking point. Jacob and his family was running out of food, and their survival would depend on returning to Egypt. Um, but there was a problem, and the problem was Joseph, whom they did not recognize, had demanded that they bring Benjamin. So, as Jacob's youngest and most beloved son, Jacob resisted. He was fearful of losing another child. His reluctant, though understandable, reveals struggle with all face. Trust God when circumstances feel out of control. And we just give it to God. I know a lot of times we feel we don't trust. The mortgage is due, car payment is late, no food, marriage is on the brinks, student loan. We're so fearful. So we're fearful, but we need to be prayerful in those situations. This is the time that we should give it to God. Fear came, cloud a judgment, and delayed the obedience. Jacob's focus was on immediate danger of losing Benjamin, but he failed to see that God was orchestrating something greater behind the scene. In reality, Joseph, whom Jacob thought was gone forever, Jacob thought Joseph was dead, but he was alive in position. God had put Joseph in a position to save his family. So we go back to that, when Jacob asked them, "Why did you tell the man that you had another brother?" God was working even back then. Like Jacob, we often hold too tightly to what we fear losing, forgetting that God's plan is bigger than our momentary struggles. When we reach the end of our resources, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, God is calling us to trust in Him, even when the path forward seemed risky. Uh, Jacob had to come to terms with hard truth. Holding on too tightly out of fear would not save his family. Trusting God would save his family. The same is true for us. God often allows us to come to the end of our own strength so that we will lean on Him. Like addiction. I know a few Sundays ago, Pastor John was talking about when you hit that wall and there's nowhere to go. and then we turn to God. Whatever fear we are facing today, know that God is already working behind the scenes. Surrender your worries to Him. Trust that His plan is greater than your fear. I got a scripture here that kind of go back, Philippians 4:6, that I always go to when I'm having a rough time. And it say, don't worry about anything, but in everything through prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God. Today, Hope City, God wants you to give it to Him. He wants you to give it to Him. What is something that you're holding on to out of fear? And how can you trust God with it today? Thank you, and you guys have a great morning.